Thank you so much for joining us all this evening. My name is Olivia Mathis. I'm a program advisor here at Brown's Pre-College Programs. Really appreciate you all being here with us today. We're really excited to have you for our Leadership Institute information session. So, just to provide you with a general overview and agenda for what we're going to be doing today, I'll be presenting you with sort of a general overview of Brown's pre-college programs as a whole. Before I introduce our panelist, who's going to share kind of a high-level overview of Brown's Pre-College Leadership Institute. And then after their presentation, we will conclude with a live Q&A. So this program will be recorded and will be about 45 minutes long. And that recording should be shared with anyone who has registered to participate in this evening, and also posted to the Brown Pre-College YouTube channel, usually about a week after these information sessions are held. I did want to note that closed captioning is available. You can access that by clicking below on the CC button. We'll also have a number of QR codes available, some of these slides this evening that you should be able to scan with your phones or cameras to go directly to the relevant page on our websites for more information. I did want to mention that we have a live Q&A feature tonight. We have one of our wonderful program advisors who will be monitoring our chat, who will be trying to answer any questions that come in live that may happen. So please use the Q&A feature that's below on your screen to ask any questions throughout our presentation. Another great place to find a lot of the information that we're going to cover tonight is our website, which is precollege.brown.edu. If there's anything that we touch upon briefly that you'd like to learn a little bit more information about, feel free to reference our website there. You're also welcome to reach out with additional questions to our program advising team, myself, and also the person who's in the chat this evening, with anything at precollege@brown.edu through email. So each year on the Brown University campus for our pre-college programs, we welcome more than 6,000 high school students from over 70 different countries, including across the United States, who choose to come spend part of their summer with us, whether that's here in Providence, at locations around the world, or online. These students explore over 300 courses that are intentionally crafted to reflect the undergraduate open curriculum here at Brown. The structure of Brown's pre-college programs reflect the freedoms and responsibilities that are critically important to parts of the college experience. So as a result, you'll balance the challenge of college level academics with some enriching social activities that are available whether you choose to study in person or online. So, regardless of which program you decide to participate in or are interested in, the very first step in that process in the pre college experience is completing an application. Our application is really designed to mirror the common application that's used by many colleges and universities. So it's intended to help prepare you for that college application process, including adding transcripts, thinking about and crafting an essay based on unique writing prompts, and providing some personalized information. So it's really intended to give you some great practice before attempting to submit an application for undergraduate study. So our summer 2025 application is now open, and the deadline for submitting an application is Friday, May 9th. You can find the application checklist, which includes essay prompts, grade requirements, and everything else you'll need to provide us with a complete application by clicking on the apply button at the top of our website. There you'll also find a video tutorial with step-by-step instructions on how to complete an application. So, admission decisions are made on a rolling basis, which means that we provide admission decisions kind of on a first come, first serve basis as we receive applications. So, in most cases, once submitting a complete application, students will receive an admission decision within 15 business days. In order to participate, After receiving an admission decision, students must enroll in a course. Being admitted does not mean a student is enrolled into any particular course or academic program. So, if you get an admission decision, you're going to want to make sure that you take that additional step to secure your seat in our program. So, now that I've provided you with a general overview of our application process and timeline, let's transition to learning more about Brown's Pre College Leadership Institute. For that, I am going to introduce my wonderful colleague, Kisa Takesue, the Director of Pre-College and Leadership Programs. Hi, Kisa.
Hi, Livia. How you doing tonight?
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you. Again, as Olivia said, my name is Kisa Takesue. I'm the Director of Pre-College and Leadership Programs, and it's so nice to be with you this evening. I appreciate that you're taking time out of your busy schedule to learn more about the Leadership Institute. I've had the pleasure of directing the Leadership Institute for over 10 years, but first became acquainted with this program while I was an instructor. While working at Brown as a dean and director in student life, I taught the Women in Leadership course and experienced this unique and impactful program firsthand. I'd like to highlight a few program components that first impressed me and remain program strengths. One unique part of this program is our approach to leadership. The Leadership Institute uses a framework called the Social Change Model of Leadership that focuses on the why of leadership. This process-based model believes that anyone can be a socially responsible leader, not just those with particular characteristics. Another distinctive aspect of this program is that all of our course subjects explore real-world topics and serve as a springboard for thinking about leadership and developing the Action Final Plan project, which I'll speak more about. Finally, one of the most popular aspects of the Leadership Institute is the fantastic students who participate in this program. Students who, like you, care about the world around them and are eager to contribute to the causes that matter most. So let's dive in and talk about the program in greater detail. To encourage and allow for widespread participation, the Leadership Institute has two program options for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors. First, a 2-week on-campus program, and second, a 4-week online program. You pick one course to take over the entire 2 or 4-week program. Each class will have up to 25 students, and you will engage in 2 to 3 hours of homework daily. Both online and on-campus options include 3 main components: the one course you choose, leadership content shared during the course, and the development of the action plan developed during the course as well. No prior leadership experience is required to participate, and all students are welcome no matter their current level of engagement. So again, the first component of the Leadership Institute is the academics, and you'll select a course topic of interest. Our engaging and discussion-based courses cover a wide range of subjects, from law, sports, and social justice to entrepreneurship, technology, and civics. You will select one course to take during a specific program session. Each course will contain the same leadership content, including developing an action plan. So while the specific course topics may differ, the leadership content is the same across all courses. Hopefully, there's a course topic that piques your interest, no matter your academic and career interest. I'm excited that we will continue offering our most popular courses, such as Changing Business, Social Entrepreneurship, and Leadership and Intercultural Communication. Our course on social entrepreneurship is both offered on campus and online. In this course, students will learn about socially responsible leadership while developing a business plan with social impact. Our intercultural communication course explores cultural competency theories and how to practice leadership globally. You will think about cultural identities and how such identities guide behaviors, perceptions of one's surroundings, and interpersonal relationships. To view our available leadership courses, you'll want to open the course catalog. On the left-hand menu under Programs, you'll select Leadership Institute. And then there you can see the different course descriptions. The second component of the Leadership Institute is our leadership curriculum. Again, in all of our Leadership Institute courses, you will delve into specific course subject matter and nuanced conversations about the nature of leadership and how it connects to social change. Again, regardless of which course you choose, the leadership content is the same across all courses. One of the program's main goals is to expand traditional notions of leadership. Leadership is not just about being the boss or speaking the loudest or being in front of the room. We believe leadership is a process of growth, reflection, and being an engaged citizen and community member. Anyone can be a leader, and during the program, we explore different leadership styles and the many ways each one of us can contribute to a group or a cause. Lastly, the action plan is the third component of our program. It ties together the academic content of your course with our leadership curriculum. The action plan project allows you to identify a cause or issue that's important to you and develop a plan to carry it out when you return home. We work closely with you step by step, offering feedback and encouragement. In developing your action plan, we stress the importance of understanding an issue before taking action and, whenever possible, working in collaboration with others. The action plan is not meant to be a competition with your peers or a way to pad your resume. We hope it will matter to you. Students often develop projects related to their school or local community, such as starting a social justice reading group at their school, working with a local organization on voter rights in their state, or developing an awareness campaign in their neighborhood about affordable housing initiatives. Scan the QR code on the screen to view our action plan library. Here you will find examples of action plans created by recent pre-college alumni. You may be wondering, what are the differences between the Leadership Institute and, say, the Summer at Brown program? There are many similarities between Leadership Institute and other pre-college offerings, but there are important differences related to program goals and logistics. The most important difference is that students in the Leadership Institute have committed to learning about socially responsible leadership and increasing their capacity to influence their communities positively. The development of the action plan empowers you to apply what you've learned to your life outside of Brown. For example, we've had students take what they learned during their time with the program and created a student club at their school. Through their work in the course, they identified a need in the school, utilized their leadership skills to build relationships with classmates, and effectively collaborated with others to start a club. Another difference between the Leadership Institute and Summer at Brown is that in Leadership Institute, all our courses address current social issues in an interdisciplinary manner, meaning they generally include 2 or more academic disciplines in their understanding of course content. For example, our course Informed Leadership, Science, Technology, and Society incorporates content from environmental science, bioethics, and the history and philosophy of science. Students in this course delve into complicated ethical issues from a humanities perspective and explore the ways in which science reflects societal biases. Outside of the curricular experience, there are also important logistical differences for students enrolled in the on-campus Leadership Institute. This includes that all Leadership Institute students live together in the same residence hall, whereas in Summer at Brown, your classmates may live in different accommodations. This means that the Leadership Institute is a living learning community where there's opportunity for conversation and connection between classroom and community settings. This is a common model in higher education and a great chance to see if you like this type of residential experience. Additionally, you are in class and workshops from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily with an hour lunch break, where Summer at Brown course only meets for 3 hours a day. So the Leadership Institute is a more immersive experience, perfect for those who are passionate about learning. Students who select the Online Leadership Institute will experience content similar to the in-person experience. Our online program offers two required live workshop sessions twice weekly on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so students can get to know their classmate and instructors better. Otherwise, students can engage with their classwork at any time of day or night that they like. Students can expect to spend 15 to 20 hours a week engaging in their online courses. In addition to the twice weekly live sessions, online students will also meet with faculty for one-on-one support and take part in our virtual student life community, which will include interactive webinars and events focused on college readiness that are open to all students, including those taking Summer at Brown online courses. A day in the life, you can see that generally, again, on campus, it's going to be very, very busy. There is opportunity for breakfast, class in the morning, which will cover a combination of course-specific content and leadership content, lunch in the middle of the day, then an afternoon session with academic and/or leadership content, free time in the afternoon, dinner, and then opportunities for homework, engagement in co-curricular activities, or just socializing. And then in the online, we kind of made up that in the morning you might do some chores. But there really is an opportunity for you to engage in activities that are not related to the class and then set aside time to engage in your classwork online, to maybe have a one-on-one Zoom conversation with an instructor, perhaps have a group project outside of class. And as I mentioned, those Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11:30 to 12:30 could be your live sessions. So, as you may have many program options with Brown Pre-College, it really is important to consider if this is the right program for you. The students in this program care about others and the world around them. Some have significant experience advocating for change in their schools or communities, while many others are still thinking about and learning about ways to get involved. We have student participants from all over the world with very different life experiences and academic and career goals, leading to great conversations and a tight-knit community. In addition to gaining a new community of friends and peers who care about social issues, you will also gain transferable knowledge and skills that you can bring home to school and later to your college experience. This includes increased familiarity with the leadership model of social change, active listening and public speaking practice, and teamwork. Last year, over 90% of our participants said that as a result of their participation, they felt more confident in their ability to make a positive change in their community, which is incredibly gratifying to all of us involved in this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kisa, for sharing that overview with us. Um, I always feel like I learn a little bit more about the Leadership Institute whenever I watch these information sessions, even working for their program. So, really appreciate your insight. We're now going to spend a few minutes doing a live Q&A. Before we start, I just wanted to point out that you can ask questions by clicking on the Q&A icon on your Zoom toolbar. We're going to try and answer as many questions as we can, and we'll try to keep it to general questions. So if we don't get to yours today, please feel free to reach out to us either over email at precollege@brown.edu or by phone. The phone number is posted on our website. So the first question that I see that was a previously submitted question earlier is that I don't think of myself as an activist or a natural leader. Is this program right for me?
So that's a great question. I think many people have that question, so I'm glad you asked that. The Leadership Institute is really for anyone that cares about the world and would like to be engaged. So we define activism very broadly. It's around engagement that can be intellectual engagement through art, through volunteering, through all service, all kinds of ways. So I would say that If you care about the world, if you want to be engaged, if it's energizing for you to make a positive difference in your community, then the Leadership Institute's for you.
Thank you so much, Kisa. So this next question, that was another pre-submitted question. We actually had a few people ask about this. I'm happy to touch upon, is in regards to whether there are scholarships available and whether those scholarships apply to international students. So we certainly do have a number of scholarships that are available. Those that are available for our local Providence Public School District students, a need-based sliding scale Sibley Scholarship. It's available to students who are attending U.S. schools and are United States citizens, DACA recipients, or undocumented students. That is something that you can apply for under the financial information tab of the student portal after submitting an application. Unfortunately, at this time, we do not have scholarships available for international students. If you have any additional questions about whether scholarships are applicable to you, or if you would like us to give you some more insight on your own personal situation, you can either find more information on our website under the Costs and Aid tab. That should outline all of the available scholarships. Or again, you're certainly welcome to reach out to our program advising team. We're happy to give you some more insight. So there is another question about where students can find dates for the Leadership Institute and program costs. Also on our website, there is a specific tab that is dates and costs. So that will outline all of the dates that the Leadership Institute runs. You can also find those dates within our course catalog when clicking on a specific course of interest to you. And the course costs will be listed in the cost section of that dates and costs area. So definitely recommend taking a look at those specifics on our website. They will vary based on whether the program is in person or online. So again, definitely recommend taking a look there. Right. So we have a submitted question that says, who are leadership students and what are the logistics of the Institute? So I'm assuming really what sort of the age of students are, kind of the general class size, and Kisa, if they all live together.
Yes, so you can participate in the Leadership Institute if you're a rising sophomore, junior, or senior. And there are about a capacity, a maximum of 25 students per class, and most are around that number. The students all live together in one residence hall, which is really wonderful because it creates a really close-knit community. Was there another piece to that that I forgot?
I believe I asked about age, the general number which you addressed, and students all live together in that living learning community, correct?
Yes.
All right, excellent. So I think that we should be able to move on to the next question. Do you have any examples of what some of those leadership workshops have been in the past?
Sure. So generally, we do a workshop on leadership styles and situational leadership. We generally have a workshop on public speaking, on effective listening or active listening, a workshop on identity and diversity and privilege, as well as a workshop on um, group initiatives and team building. So those are the general ones we have. We also have one that kind of talks about different modes of social change.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Um, what do students get for completing a course? And are these courses offered for college credit?
So the students receive a certificate of completion if they effectively complete the course. And these courses are not for college credit.
Okay, excellent. Um, Do you have any idea if there will be activities provided to students outside of the classes in these leadership workshops?
Yes, so all leadership students can participate in any of the co-curricular, fun, social, educational activities that all Summer at Brown pre-college students are um, eligible to participate in. Generally speaking, however, leadership students tend to really enjoy spending time with one another. And although there was a question about interaction with other Summer at Brown students, there is Summer at Brown. Um, the students often choose to spend time with each other and sometimes don't even want to do activities, but just want to hang out and talk and get to know each other.
Excellent. I speak a lot about the summer brand activities that are offered, so I'm happy to give some examples. In the past, there have been things like Jeopardy. We've had more academic activities like SAT prep workshops, college essay writing workshops. We've had things like spa nights, friendship bracelet making, scavenger hunts around campus, pickup sports games, succulent planting. We'll sometimes have a campus dance, movie nights on the quad. So, kind of depending on the structure of your schedule, again, the Leadership Institute is fairly structured and you will be busy. But during any of your free time, you are welcome to participate in any of those activities. We typically have those planned every hour each day, from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. So there should still be a lot of flexibility in your schedule if any of those sound interesting to you, to kind of branch out and experience more on campus as well. So, if I think that you touched upon this one, so let me ask you, do I take one course for the whole 2 weeks in person, or 4 weeks online?
Correct. You just take one course for the whole 2 weeks and or one course for the whole 4 weeks online. We have different course choices. So we have for each in-person session, 7 different courses to choose from, a total of 14 different courses. And then online, there are 4 different courses to choose from.
All right, excellent. So I have a question here about who the instructors are that are teaching these courses.
Great question. So we have instructors that love working with high school students and are very committed to the goals and values of our program. They're grad students, faculty, as well as practitioners, master high school instructors. Most are based in Providence and Rhode Island, but we have some that travel to teach here.
Excellent. Um, so there's someone that submitted a question wondering if the things they learn at the Leadership Institute would be transferable to different fields in their future, like business or medicine. Can you touch upon that, Kisa?
Definitely. So many of the skills that are covered and discussed and cultivated really are applicable to anything you can imagine. So, for example, active listening, effective listening, that's a skill that's going to be required in all areas of one's life. Public speaking is an essential skill, working well with others, teamwork, understanding how to adapt one's leadership style to the needs of a group is a transferable skill, as is self-awareness and working well within a group, which requires some sense of what your own styles and personality is like. So, how will group members interact with you? So there are just so many aspects of the program that are about really engaging effectively with others.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I see a question here that I can answer. Wondering how students confirm a spot in the program if accepted, and if there is a deadline to confirm and enroll. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the session, the submitting an application is the first step. Once you receive an admission decision, receiving the admission decision does not guarantee you a space in a course. There is an additional step. You'll want to reply to your admission decision and accept, hopefully. After you've accepted your admission decision, you will want to submit a deposit. And immediately after submitting your deposit within your student portal, you can navigate to the course catalog. Within that course catalog, you can use those filters on the left-hand side to kind of narrow down the course options to just show Leadership Institute that you're interested in. From there, choose a course that you're interested in and click enroll. So you are not enrolled in a course and you do not have a seat saved in the program until you enroll in a course. So that is absolutely essential in order to participate in our program. These courses do fill on a first come, first serve basis, and the Leadership Institute is fairly popular each year. So we typically recommend submitting an application and enrolling in a course as early as possible. There is no specific deadline to confirm an admission decision or enroll. Our enrollment period typically ends about 3 or 4 weeks before courses begin on campus. So that's something to consider, but many courses will be filled by that point. So certainly do not recommend waiting until that time period. But make sure that you remember to enroll in a course after receiving an admission decision because that will secure your seat. All right, let's grab another question in here. So I believe that I provided some examples of extracurricular activities offered, but I can touch on the second part of this question, which is what happens on weekends. So during weekends, this is an opportunity for Leadership Institute students to also kind of branch out and interact with students outside of Leadership Institute if they want, and take part in some of those activities that are accessible to students in that Summer at Brown program. On weekends, we tried to have a mix of activities that are on campus and off campus excursions. So, on campus, we will typically have block parties on the weekend where we'll have food trucks and all sorts of like arts and crafts and activities that take over the quad that students can participate in. Been things like tie dyeing and snow cones there previously. I've walked through before. It really seems like a lot of fun. If you decide to branch off and leave campus during the weekends, we have a number of different off campus excursions that have been offered to students. We've had things like trips to the Boston Museum of Science, minor league baseball games, rock climbing, kayaking, beach trips. This year, we're hoping to build in some college visits to institutions in the area. So all of those will be available for students to choose from, all built into the program cost. And of course, transportation and supervision would be provided by our staff to any students that decide to participate in those. So students usually have an absolutely wonderful time on campus, but also really enjoy the opportunity to kind of explore the general area while they're here in Providence, kind of if they're from the outside area, or do other fun stuff if they're local as well. Um, so another question that I answer frequently when parents and students call in is what the residential experience is like if you're coming on campus. So students will be in that living learning community, living in a residential building, and there will be professional and student staff who are dedicated to ensuring that students are safe, abiding by community guidelines. There is really kind of a focus on making sure that students have the opportunity to get to know one another and engage. Lots of icebreakers that will be available when students first arrive to campus so that students on floors can get to know one another. The residential advisor will be who students will connect with each night for curfew at 10 p.m. And also will be who they connect with if they have any concerns or any support that they need in like kind of expanding out in a social manner or helping to navigate any sort of roommate issues. They're a great first step and are really intended to be trained to help support students in that experience, much like the undergraduate college experience. So we try to offer, you know, those activities and social programs, kind of both fun and more educational for the entire campus. We have online courses, those online activities that we offer as well. We also do typically have specific building, like community building activities for each like living learning community. So expect to get to know the students on your floor and those in the Leadership Institute kind of on a closer level. Those were usually facilitated either by residential advisors or program coordinators. And again, like I mentioned, we do have a curfew each night at 10 p.m. where you have to check in with your residential advisors. Students will sometimes hang out in the dorms after that. Before lights out, they'll hang out in, their common areas, play cards. Really, it's a good opportunity to get to know the students that are living around you. So I think that I have one more question that I can touch upon. And then one more I'll ask to you, Kisa. Are there any prerequisites for courses in the Leadership Institute?
There are not. There are not prerequisites. The only prerequisite is that you're excited and motivated.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you so much. And then, question about whether the application process for the Leadership Institute is the same for Summer at Brown. The answer is yes. So you will submit one single application for general acceptance into the pre-college program as a whole. Once, if you're admitted at that point, you can submit a deposit and then you can enroll in any open course contained within any program as long as you meet the age and grade level eligibility requirements and there are open seats that are available. So if you're still weighing between engaging in Summer at Brown or the Leadership Institute, you know you want to do one, but you're not sure which, definitely recommend just submitting an application. And while that's being considered, continuing to weigh your options since it's the same process. Um, so I think that that is just about all of the time that we have this evening. I am so thankful that all of you have joined us here today. Kisa, thank you for all of the valuable information that you provided to us. Thank you to my wonderful program advisor, Megan, who has been in the chat communicating with a lot of you. Hopefully, you had a lot of your questions answered. If we weren't able to get to any of your questions, or there are any that pop up after this meeting, again, please reach out to our program advising team. They, we really are the question answerers, the experts on most of the things that come up that students and families need support with, whether that is questions about the application process, onboarding, choosing a class, the experience on campus. Please reach out to us. We're happy to offer you some guidance there. Our email is precollege@brown.edu. And you can find our phone number at the bottom of our website, precollege.brown.edu. Really look forward to hearing from all of you soon. Hopefully see many of you this summer. And again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks again, Kisa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.